Hi guys, how are you? I hope you are doing well. We are continuing to read Happiness in Your Skin right now, and it's not a lot left. I'm happy to report that we are almost like this is the part that we've read, and this is the part that is left, right? So, so not much of it is left now. And after this, I will read another book of mine, which I wrote many years back. It has 10 short stories, and they are around family, they're around love, they're around death, and all of those stories are meant to inspire for us to find depth in life. I think that was the objective. That was a book I wrote 10 years back, more than 10 years back. That was a book I wrote in 2010. That was the first book I wrote. Not the best of my writing. I think this book, so far, Happiness in Your Skin, is the best of my writing because I've been writing for 10 years now. And I became a better writer because I wrote more. And Happiness in Your Skin is so far the best writing I've produced in terms of a book. So you should read it. And yeah, you should read the other books also. Hopefully you'll find some of those books interesting. Right, alright, so we'll continue reading Happiness in Your Skin. And we are on chapter 10 now. The chapter is called, it's a very important chapter. I was also writing a blog post called Where Can I Find Happiness? And one of the places where we can find happiness is in our attitude, right? We can find happiness through our attitude. No matter where you are in life, right? No matter how much you have, no matter how far you are from your goals, if you have the right attitude, you can find happiness. Because an attitude which has gratitude, an attitude which has positivity, an attitude which looks for good in life, no matter where you are, will find you more happiness than an attitude which is full of negativity, which looks for the bad in life. So attitude is a very important thing as far as happiness is concerned. People who have the right and positive attitude to life are happier. It's as simple as that. Not many people are gifted with a lot of riches. Not many people are gifted with a lot of intelligence. But have you seen people who live on the streets? There is a market near where I live. It's called the Banjara market, and Banjara, I believe, are aboriginals in English. So they're aboriginals. It's not even the aboriginals. I think they're aboriginals. So these people travel from one place to another place. They just put in some huts on the street, and sometimes the cops come and remove them. They go somewhere else, and they come back. They sell some handicrafts. And they sell it from about 10 a.m. to about 5 p.m. In the evening. And these guys have nothing. These guys, they don't have a house because they keep moving from one place to another. They sell handicrafts, which they probably buy from somewhere. There is all sort of bargaining that happens. Sometimes the price may come down from 500 to 200. I mean, the bargaining is as stupid and as random as this, right? And sometimes I've looked at the faces of these people. In fact, all the time I do it. I mean, I'm always observing people to kind of gauge or judge how happy do they feel. Because you can also, maybe you can't judge the long-term happiness of people, but you can look at people's faces, right? And you know if they're happy in the moment, right? And these guys who live off the fringes of society, they live on the streets, right, under in some sort of tents that they put up on the streets. They're always happy. I have never seen a sign of stress. I've never seen a sign of rage on their faces. I've just felt them always calm, smiling. It's bizarre, and their families, and one of the things that's there about them is they're very close knit as a community. Everybody knows everybody. And people are just like one of the days I went towards the evening. It was getting dark, and it's winters, and it was getting dark, and they were about to shut off their shops or whatever they had. They're not even shops, they're right in the open, and they had lit small bonfires, and the entire community was gathering around the bonfire. It's just beautiful. It's crazy. It's like the entire community was gathering around the bonfire, and they were like talking and chilling, and I don't even think they care how much money do they make, because they're anyways living on the streets. And the entire community gets together around the bonfire, and they're talking, and they're kids who are just cycling. It's just bizarre. It's crazy. There's something that I would want to learn from them. I would want to go and interview them actually once the virus is over, once the coronavirus is over, because I can't. I'm very scared of meeting people right now because there's a virus, and it's kind of scary. As far as virus is also concerned, these guys have not been wearing any masks. I mean, none of them wear masks. It's crazy. Like, everybody's supposed to wear masks, but these guys don't wear masks. So when we go to shop from them, we wear masks. These guys don't. They don't care. And surprisingly, because if COVID had struck in their community, it would spread like wildfire. But surprisingly, it didn't hit their community. Nobody's wearing masks, and these guys are just selling stuff like they usually do, like there's no pandemic. So I think attitude matters a lot. I don't think attitude does matter a lot in how happy you feel about life. So this chapter is about attitude. One of the things that people do in life, people who don't find happiness, it's because they are constantly comparing their lives to that of other people. So the chapter is called "Comparison is a Joy Stealer." The chapter is called "Comparison is a Joy Stealer," and I should explain this title of the chapter, and I think it's important to explain why did I call this. Let's say you have 100 grams of happiness. Let's say you have 100 grams of happiness, right? And you have kept it in some sort of a bowl, and but the thing is that's there. That happiness you can enjoy, but there is a thief that just comes over and comes over and over again. And if you don't let that, there's a thief coming and stealing some happiness from that bowl of 100 grams of happiness. And the thief steals the bowl, steals some happiness from the bowl, and just goes every time. It comes multiple times a day. Every time you compare your lives to that of other people. So the thief is an invisible thief. It's an invisible thief who comes and steals from your bowl of happiness every time you compare your life to that of other people. So the comparison with the thief, called comparison, is a joy stealer. The thief is you're allowing the thief to steal your happiness. You have 100 grams of happiness, but you're allowing the thief over and over again to steal from your share of happiness. That is your share of happiness. You've been given that share of happiness. It is yours. I mean, the only way you can let that happiness fritter away and get wasted is by comparing your life to that of other people. That happiness is for you to cherish. That happiness is for you to enjoy. You've been given that. You've been blessed with that. But you're allowing the thief to come over and over again and steal from your 100 grams of happiness. So comparison is a joy stealer. Comparison is a thief who's stealing from your 100 grams of happiness. Alright, let's read a bit now. So we study with people when we are children, and we work with people when we grow up. All the time we have peers, and they follow different paths in life. You can't keep comparing your life to them and feel unhappy about your own life. The more you compare your life to that of others, the more you'll end up feeling that there's something wrong with your own life. You will always find something missing, because that's how lives are designed. They're different and they're unprecedented. There are few lives which are similar to each other, and therefore some people end up positive in some part of their lives and negative on the other spectrum. Same is the case with you. Same is the case with me. We all have a profit and a loss account of our lives. We all have a profit and loss account of our lives. And we all have some elements in the profit zone and some in the negative zone. You need to focus on the profit and loss account of your life. Just like any business, understand the PLN of operations. You know the P and L of yours and focus on improving the profit centers. Focus on eliminating the losses or making them irrelevant. There's nothing you'll achieve by spending your time and effort by looking at other people's lives. Other people are having their own problems with their own profit and loss accounts. Their share of profit is also shrinking because they're constantly comparing their lives with yours. Stop comparing your life. You're different. You've never been born before, and there's never been one person like you with your features, your behavior, and your life story. Why would you compare your life with that of other people who have an entirely different set of problems that you can't even imagine? Having said that, I would totally encourage you to learn from others. Do not compare your life with the intention of feeling bad about yours. However, if you feel someone is happier and more fulfilled, if their life story inspires you, do not just learn from them from a distance. Go and ask them for tips, help, or advice. Ask for advice and tell them you're looking to incorporate some of the things they've done in their life to your life. I'm sure people would be willing to help. I'll continue reading this chapter tomorrow, and it's a small chapter, and it's an important, very, very, very important subject. I mean, I wish I'd written this chapter a little longer, but it is one of the most important subjects in life. It's one of the most important issues in human happiness. You have 100 grams of happiness. You have 100 grams of happiness. That is your share. You do not allow the thief called comparison to come and steal from your happiness. And the way to not do that is to stop comparing your lives to that of other people. I hope you do that. Thank you. Thanks for watching.